Ah, well, hello, hello. If you're here, you know why. I require no identification. And this is the notice, the updates, as everything goes. And what will be done with this when this is done. It's already known. The mountains I will soar to. Oh, how the body feels today. Knowing there were times, there were times. And to know that in these times, when it felt as though there was suffering, when it felt as though there ought to be pain, when there was fear, when there was fear to broadcast this level of information, to be in a world where led me to a place where I felt that I was required to place something and sacrifice something of myself to be able to function in this world, to manifest, to connect with some alternate dimension or some surfing reality of what was not now and what is not truly seen through these emotional fields that at least I felt around me all the time. And to feel as though I was consistently required to sacrifice who I was in order to fit in a box. What I realized is that I was required to, in this plane of existence, require some sort of sacrifice. This three-body problem of destruction and Saturn and life, death, good, bad, poles, and to have this place where something such as this would have skewed, and it did. I'll say that I fell for the victim story. I fell for the drama. I felt for the requirement to fit in, to suffer with all. And what I found in these moments of what is true is in the pain, there is art. And in these moments of suffering, there is a way to arte the way. And in this day, in these times of when this expansive level, 52 weeks, that's fun. That when I was going through this process to embody, to be able to be at this place where I am able to see the level of distortion of what now is disassociation, ancestral trauma, unclosed loops, simply keep repeating themselves, having me prove over and over and over again that I was worthy. And right now I'm going to provide an explanation. And this is an informing moment from a manifester. And if you don't know a manifester and you've never reached that level of peace and attunement, this is your field. This is your invitation. This is something to respond to be able to get to know your local manifester. And this art is for me. Now looking through it, I realized there was a shift, and I'm able to pinpoint that shift. And that shift, I'm going to provide exactly those shifts of such attunement and such fine calibration that you, through enneagram, through human design, through tropical, I mean, I'm talking tropical human design and cosmic human design, as well as tropical gene keys. Hello. And cosmic gene keys, if there was a system that was cosmic human design.com, lovely for cosmic human design, if they had the equal option, that would be nice. Though in the system of the self-trust quick start guide, I'm going to document the process of making it and providing how anyone through two there's any identity shift that an open identity center, and that would be the G center, and to be able to be at this place of somebody already knows their human design, somebody already knows their enneagram, somebody already knows their gene keys, and they look back and they realize that they may be doing brand shifts, though there are energetic trauma loops. All of this content that was created is still here. All of the breadcrumbs, one day I was going to leave this to, it was almost this knowingness that this information, once it's deleted, it's gone. Well, now that we all know that that's not true and they can get anything from your cell phone, even if it's deleted, it makes so much sense to know that I'd be able to utilize similar technologies. And so I, in a way, have unlimited storage forever from YouTube. So really appreciate that. Thank you so much. And anywhere else that is also doing that, Google or Brave, I don't know, whoever is adding those cookies that energetically create that transmitting utility, or at least lay claim to that. This is these processes of revoking and reinvesting any trusts. And so this is a self-trust academy. And this is what we're gonna go through is, if you want to know the internal, or if you would like the what self-trust the self-trust quick start guide 3.0 is, just get on this list. If you would like to see, or yeah, this is it's wild if you haven't. Anyway, self-trust, or the self-trust quick start guide 2 and also 1 are still available if you go through here. And zombie apocalypse, that ain't going away. The wow. Woo. to have this level of information so that people, yeah, if they really want to know the process of how someone was told that they were schizophrenic and or bipolar or had anger issues or whatnot, and have there to be still zero proof. There's no facts and no evidence, and in over 3.5 years there's still never been a testimonial or a testament or a sworn affidavit stating that I've ever done any harm or wrong. And as well, gosh, to still look to who knows? Let's just see if it's still there. Trevor Nicholson, UCSD, 2009, Thurgood Marshall College. There was a time when I was told that I would never read, and I couldn't read. I was unable to. And this is right after I made the decision not to go to medical school. And knowing that I was able to go wherever I wanted to go. Similar to when I was the Sterling Scholar in my high school for art and decided to also walk away from that. Having other stories come up that I was not prepared for. And I swore off art until I was able to be at that place. And that was one of those places that I decided to cut off in order to fit in. And what's beautiful now is to know the art in this exploration, to have before selfies were a thing, and then to be honored, and for me to embarrass someone. Oh my gosh. And next year I felt a fool, so embarrassed. Look at them. They were looking at me as if they didn't know what I was doing. Manifesting. But yeah, the next year, oh my gosh, I felt I was in. So right after this, I cried in front of 6,000 people. That was wild. And then the next year, I was standing there in front of 6,000 people on the side as a volunteer. And then when the woman, she said, "Oh, and in honor, oh my God, and in honor of the tradition, whatever," she said something. She did a selfie, and I went, "Hey, that's my move." And I just went, this manifester, I didn't know I was a manifester. If I did, I would have shut my fucking mouth up. And also seeing the heretic in that and knowing whether it's human design, cosmic human design, gene keys, cosmic gene keys, enneagram, or cosmic enneagram, to be able to know when those moments that I found so much embarrassment in that moment, I would have been able to also experience all of the self-worth I was cosmically looking to fill. Back then, I had not realized this shift from the challenger, this eight-wing seven, this tall, quiet guy in the corner who just everybody, I'm not sure, to be able to know that that network that was so easy to, they just were always there, to be able to be good at something and not have to try. There's this natural that comes with this, and to know when the mind sweeps one over, the subtle decline, the self deprecation, the before this, because it was do super conditioning process. And I would say that that conditioning process was a cycle for 40 years. And that there was some sort of something that I was unable to figure out. I was looking to fill this space that nothing could fill, and to realize that when I first came across enneagram, there was much the list of the victim and the, the foreseen stress, the miscommunications, the misunderstandings, the lack of respect, many dynamics of pre-divorce processes. And to know, wow, right then to experience this information of awareness. Before there was nothing, and then there was awareness, and then this consciousness, and then it's in the mind, and then it's in the body. And for a 3-year period, to realize, to say that I was the cosmic human design, I was the cosmic gene keys. Also, realizing that there was a cosmic enneagram as well. And that was from that state of that mind. And when I realized that the cosmic human design was the 5D, I thought I was trained to, I was redirected to the 5th dimension, that we were here to bring in the 5th dimension or ascend to the 5th dimension, whatever it was. No thanks. Where I am, yeah. And where it is, yeah. 3 days out, just be able to have its space, its emotional 5-1 generator that requires 3 days to be able to respond to something or whatever it is accurately. I'll let it be everywhere. That's lovely. 10-4, good buddy. It's out there. And to be able to know what's meant to be here, that 2-4 splenic manifestor with a right angle cross. Well, let's go to it. Do. I love this. So when I got certified to be human design, what am I certified in human design? Yeah, I went through these courses and whatnot. Anyway, I went, man, wow, why was I so? I mean, when I picked up human design, the science of differentiation, I mean, what? Yeah, this one. All right. Oh gosh, does it even want to? Wow, that's an interesting thing right there. Oh, we're gonna see. Oh wow. Oh, can't remember it. Okay, that's fine. So this doc, yeah, because you can't see that stuff. If you, yeah, you'll be able to find it though. I'll leave those breadcrumbs of where you'll have the whole human design, because they say we can't own anything. So if you can't own it, then yeah, it's free to trade. So especially if it's not being sold, and yeah, and is offered as, yeah, like who would want to sell a Bible? And this is how a lot of people look at human design. This is the only thing, and this is them for sure. And I would say nay. I would say that each of these are a compass, and what I appreciate about human design is the multiple attunements opportunities within each compass to say, here is the conditioned version of you when you're attuning with the 3D. Here is your energetic fifth dimensional when you're cosmically attuning with the 5D. So one who attunes with the frequency of 5D or the frequency of the 3D is in itself a frequency. It is frequently, so it is of the nature of time. No, thank you. Not my nature, not my God. Not my time, not my space. Mm-mm. The beginnings of before. And when I saw this on the summary that some of you, if you'll choose, some of you will call me out. Oh my gosh, come on, a hermit. No, I'll let you know. Fuck that. Don't reach out. I'll let you know when there's places. I'll let you know when to contact me. I'll inform you exactly how. And if you don't get me, you'll know that right away. And when we do, such a beautiful place to not have self theme. The self theme is peace. And some would simply love to be there. And when I, when Enneagram came into that frequency, that mystery school is always there. That way will always know. And when you find that frequency, you'll go and go and go. And when I was in this frequency, so many things within the body. I'm not meant to go with that frequency. I'm meant to initiate into that space with attunement and to bridge the way. And there are these moments where there are no words. And many chase. Many would go up to a mountain for 40 years. And to know that they have you hanging on every word. And soon you'll know the difference when you hear your own. And this is how I find that moment. I find that moment through explaining. And on that awareness and realization of shifting and removing that layer, I'm not required to expand into the 3D. I'm not required to accept the 5. I am, and to be able to know their game and where their power comes from and where their covenant goes in that field of screams right there at the beginning, and what gets in and what goes out and where it goes, and the Leviathan cesspool of energetic. You imagine an infinite body of all of time, of all who have donated their placenta, and it's a frequency of babies screaming. And in order to stay alive, it feeds off of the screaming. part that has no words and can't speak for itself and becomes a dead arc that was the encapsulation that kept you alive, and now it's to them an non-functional boat and proof that you're dead in their maritime jurisdiction. And to be at this place, to go, whoa, 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 whoa. Are you sure you want to be here? Are you sure you're ready to get into what is happening? I'm not so sure. I'm not so sure you're ready. So if you are really, 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 really ready, there's going to be these 3 videos that you're going to watch. And there will be on the sides, and I'll put these links in the description down below so you can find them. What you'll do is you'll show transcript. You'll come over here. You're going to take the toggle off. You're going to scroll to the bottom. You're going to highlight it all the way up to the top right there. You're going to right click. You're going to copy. You're going to paste that. Control Shift V. You know what I'm saying? And from that, those actions, you're going to produce a document that looks like this. And what I love is from this information right here, 3 years of study, will be interesting to see what happens when those who know their human design, gotta love a humandesign.com, right? Feels good. And also Cosmic Human Design, that's lovely. Get you right here. Just make sure to do your time conversion wherever you were born, wherever that, anyway, get you here, get your gene keys, get all that stuff. Is what will be happening in the Self-Trust Quick Start Guide, Know Thyself 3.0, is there's his YouTube channel. And actually, there's 2. The other one has 800 and some odd videos. I mean, this is back at the beginning. So these videos, financial education, life insurance, this is how I got into this, a financial education career back in the day, before who was doing funnels in 2018? I don't know. There was definitely a few. One time when I started doing this, there was this, let's sort it by views. Let's just see. Oh shit. That was a wild time right there. I shut everything down really, really, really quick after that. As you can see, it wasn't listed very long. And it was like, wait, what? It was really funny. How many dislikes it got. Yeah, that's awesome. Total manifester move, right? And what I loved is how many people got connected with me through all these. It was a very short amount of time. I didn't like it, was wild. So, anywho, to know how the manifestor works, to be able to turn something off and shut something down, and to be able to move with projectors and generators and reflectors, and to know intimately how to connect with someone's life purpose and their vision and their mission, and see them with what is true and innocence, and be able to provide a very clear explanation with all the tools and all of the resources to be able to truly see that there is and there are, and I'm going to show you right here. This is going to be fun to, oh, that's not that. Uno momento. Uno momento. Dun, dun, dun. Gonna go to, there we go. So this document, yeah, I dig this. So this document will, yeah. So I got this guy, got my own personal quantum human design, so detailed report. And I got the 60 pager. I utilize that information as well as with the book that I'm also going to be pulling up right here. Yes, there we go. This book will also be available, so you'll have that link as well, and then be able to place your information and going to do all sorts of stuff in the new Self-Trust Quick Start Guide, Know Thyself. So if this is anything that you are curious about or interested in, and also would like to provide funding, if you are done, this is an invitation. This is something to respond to. This is something to think about. There are those who feel the anger, the disappointment, the frustration. Those who just don't think they're ready, who's seen all the signs of how epic they are. And I went to this place at rock bottom so that I would be so valued in the marketplace that I could always be hired, that I could always have money coming in, from this fear place of, and really how, as soon as possible, how I could automate that. There was this fear around that I was never going to figure out how to not be in pain. That anytime I got knocked down, that would be the last. And to be able now to have and to go into these places where in 2021, it knocked me down for 6 months, really 9 months, until I was back and able to really physical activity. The next time it was 3 months, and about 4 months to back up to full physical activity. And now I would say and this is why I'm documenting this process, to be able from rock bottom, I'm talking fuck, to wow, that leg moves that way now. Look at that. I'm ready for some frisbee. What am I doing here in front of the computer? I'm ready to go. And where I am at rock bottom, I hope you'll never be. Hope is the place where this manifester is, and one day I'll share my chart with ye. But right now, for it is that you seek wholeness, and forever it is you'll be lost. For our are you upside down and cosmic and forever 3D lost? Oh, your time is now to walk on water. To find your tent you may. For those who call, watch out, their portal return to the top. Don't go, you'll never make it. So, just know what you're getting in for. Right now, this is never gonna make it. When these settings are attuned, I'm going to show exactly how the soul client attraction system was from a place of the frequency of disassociation, where I felt that there was always going to be pain. And because that always pain, there was a fear that I would never be able to produce what inflation shows, and everything goes that way of its time, and there is a turning, and there are patterns, and there are things coming in our lifetime that I've known for a very long lifetime. uh, that's how it felt. And I couldn't wait for it to end. Now I feel as though it's just begun. And where those who aren't really ready to see, oh, geez, welcome to the world of psychosis. Yeah, that's got to go. Psychosis, schizophrenic, bipolar, all this stuff. This, it looks whole, doesn't it? It's just not. Soon, all these processes, complete attunement, to document who I am when these corporations who fund, wow, who are realizing, who are going, wait. Let's just pause on these so that we get this information. Yeah. So, so when we're seeing these and we're watching these and we're realizing, okay, how do we all keep in contact with one another? This would be a great place to start. So that way, when you are informed when this is available, to be able to, for myself, be able to attune with those. Really, what I'm doing is I'm attuning with the song of my soul that came here to be sung. This is the way it comes out as an 8 in enneagram. This is a test that I used and did when I was attuned with traditional tropical human design. There was an attunement with what was more meant to be here and what was meant to be there, and how the pace, the cadence, the embodiment of what is required now. For those who have ears to see, you're in for quite a ride. For when the 2 is embodied as the 8, get this. In a state of disassociation, I know that the information I'm putting out is specifically for someone, and that information will shock them with so much clarity that they will see the eternal and have the potential of going through a dark night of the soul. So when what they see is more darkness than they see after the flash of light, the space of that unknown, and the inability to comprehend the space of nothing. When I was all those, uh, nothing could fill that hole in my heart. What I did from day to end, it's as if I would have never started. I won this and I achieved that and I did all these things and I threw each one of those accolades all down the drain with the drink. How empty I was, nothing could fill it. I couldn't find anything for that place. I filled holes with my heart and I sunk deep into their lives, looking again to fit in. If I had only known this manifester, how valuable the network and the cosmic and its willingness to go deep, to penetrate, similar to a projector when welcomed in, it's either burned and cast out by all this heretic coming down from the mountains. Burn him, kill him alive. No more. Ashes rank through the Akashic records. Quantum healing hypnosis heal. No, said the Eternal, nothing. It spoke beauty without words. Innocence. So, and to be at this place, to be able to see, to know through this process, it feels curious to utilize towards oneself, to leave these breadcrumbs as a manifester would to say, I'm never going to coach you. No, to be able to provide ways of going, okay, there are those who are struggling and they're thinking, okay, they're looking to manifest, they're looking to whatever. Well, here's your keys to do it. You want to get more likes, you want to get more higher frequency, you want to have more money, more appointments, more automated, whatever. With the removal of these hundreds of videos. Yeah, what is there? 465 on this one. That's fun. I mean, partnering, the work that was done to be able to produce and to see how it was going and realize, whoa, this ain't the way for me, motherfucker. Mm-mm. The way it's clamped me and shut me down in any which way. Oof, there was hell to pay. And now to realize, huh, it may be better to consume than to burn. To have it loop instead of go down the drain. And then to realize that there's an energetic field of covenants that holds the Akashic records and all the past lives or whatever it is that they want us to believe and who and limit and whatever it is that we are. And you're looking out there and thinking, oh, I'm going to go in to do my YouTube channel. And maybe when you find this, stupid, it's so dumb, and realize, oh, wait a second, this guy's going to show me not only how to exit the matrix energetically and physically, while David R. Hawking 700 to 1,000, to be able to ineffable to, instead of them having access to the covenant energy that is their control. I mean, a diamond can only scratch a diamond, right? Well, eternal can only stop eternal. In their way of their belief of their lesser magic, you found this way of expanding your voice on the YouTube channel, whatever it is. You find this content and realize, oh, wait a second. Not only is he going to, I mean, it's wild what's going to happen here. These playlists, is it this one or is it the other one? Oh, the covenant. Oh, shit. Yeah. These are public notices to the corporation. And to be able for them to see and to know that I'm way ahead of them and they have a sacrificial oath around them. And it ain't by anybody from the land and the soil. It ain't anything from, yeah, where we come from. And we'll have innocence on you when your corporation really wants to come down in that way. Me personally, I feel that the judges I have met are good men. There are those who go to anger too fast or they're unwilling to listen. But through this, this process, they require to know how it is that I serve and to publicly provide value at no charge so that they see that, yes, the sole proprietor is doing business for the trust, and the trust is on ecclesiastical. Well, it has a doctrine. It's is that right? Discipline, disciple. There it is. As a disciple of the Self Trust Academy and all of that. Yeah, it's trust duties. So here I am as beneficiary of the all caps name, social security number. There's nobody else who's claimed the minor account. This is a public notice. Again, another public notice. You'll see others of harms and wrongs and how those are, yeah, accounted for properly, accounted for properly. Just watch the videos. Don't come to me. You don't need me. To be here to know in that level of how do you really do those steps? I'm not really going to gatekeep. This, what I'm saying is, if you do actually want to be notified on when, and those who are actually ready at that level to, I'm saying, all right, let's do this. Let's open it up. It's conversation time. Why? Because there's a fire in my belly and I just gotta sing. I'm done singing to myself and I'd rather let it ring. I'd rather let it bring to you. And all those lessons coming back to me. Because if I believe in those lessons, I'd be lesser than me. Dun, 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 dun. So there's something you got to know. Whether you sing it or you write it down or so. For the words sometimes they just don't come so easily. Except when you're singing like it's 1983. Dun, 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 dun. So, because here's the reality. What I love about this space and dimension is that there's communication between the dimensions of the fifth and the third dimension. When they talk about solar flares, you are the star baby. That's information coming to you from yourself. It's 11:11. I mean, how more aligned can that be? It's totally spiritual, right? And to realize that, wow, there are these times and there are these places that if one is truly not ready, for those environments. High frequency for me, I found, oh gosh, disassociated thoughts, disassociated feelings, disassociated actions. Whenever, whatever victim mentality, oh, the public, I'm going out. Oh, look, it's a human, right? And all this self alienation and realize, oh shit, I'm actually a internationally protected person and I'm a non-citizen, non-resident alien. Whoa. I don't know what I am. I'll tell you, it's there's if you're out there, it's in the field where there are no words, and you'll tune into that, and either you will attune to that or you won't. And when their frequencies become one way and you go that way, and it is no longer a choice, and they say, similar to that movie, goodness, wow, what was that movie? Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. When those paper pushing, planet destroying things, the Vorg somethings, Vorgons, whatever they're, whatever, to be able to, wait. If I only saw that that was happening and only could see and only could hear and only could believe and only had lessons that would place me into the reality that I had to do the best with whatever in life was here to suffer. And we're all suffering and whatever. And the reality is, since I'm whole, all present, and accounted for from fertilization of last breath, and any undue influence or any unnatural attachment is an undue influence on my personal, private, godly state of I. Yeah. Anything else is distortion and undue influence and a trespass. And energetically now to be able to, wow, fill out IRS tax forms in order to be able to prove securities fraud and identity theft and all this stuff. I mean, they're doing it everywhere. They talk about Medicare stuff and all this. What if it's always shit in the judicial system? All the laws and all that stuff. Yeah. Oh shit. But Trevor, all the stuff that you're gonna do or say or whatever, the mob could come get you. Could come get you. Yeah, energetically, when I see the eternal living flame and I'm walking in the space of nothing, where those who would never look before would love to be able to no longer have fear in those spaces. So they know, they know. There's a flip side of those coins. There are really kind men in doing really bad things. They've been placed into bad systems. So the heart of the child is still within, and there is that innocence place. Seriously, just attune with the frequency of the womb. Bottle your pee for 21 days and do whatever it is that you're going to do with it and attune with it. Make a loop with that. I mean, the stem cells, it's millions upon billions. Just get flushed down every day. We are bacteria. We are mycelium. I mean, you want those stem cells, those mycelium cells? Come on, look at it. If you've ever cultivated mushrooms, you know that fermented pea and mycelium, fermenting or not fermenting, cultivating mycelium, that's it's wild to look at that and see and go, wait, what? Yeah. So get your fill. And to be able to experience, there's nothing that's been like this. I'm high on my own supply to be able to be ready for action in so little time. to be able to have complete nonsense drift away as if it's nothing and be able to have more power into that place that they've been forcing to keep alive, and to be able to experience those who would ask the questions at the level that would be required for oh, the level of peace that the manifester sows is what I love. Is I get to experience that with others. I get to experience the fullness of the cosmic and be able to dance and play with the energy that it is that they use to quantumly entangle us with the bond mentally, physically. Who knows if they stood dried it? I don't know. Did they dry the placenta, put it in a shelf? Did they feed it to their dragon? I don't know. Did they feed it to whatever? Did it power CERN? Who knows? Did it keep back an agreement just a little bit longer from them being devoured by their own source? None of my business. This belief that keeps a star entangled into this gaming world until one figures it out. I mean, one, negative 70 millivolts. How many trillions of cells? How many teravolts? Yeah. And to be and to know the transmitting utility where it's written on the IRS form and be able to counter file forms. So when they check those boxes and show their hand, how they'll be found by their own internal system and their marshals and their auditing teams, internal investigations. To realize that there are going to be those and many who will watch these videos to go, wait a second, I'm one of those ones that know that there could be anything that happens, and to be able to know the mystery of one's own school, to be able to have that attunement and that level of peace, to be able to know when it is to stop and when it is to go. To be able to truly know themselves through these systems so they find themselves wherever they are. To be able to know law merchants, similar to sugar merchants. Selling law, that's no business of an equity. And to flip tables requires knowingness. And for yeah, started doing financial education. Wow, 2010, 2011 for sure, for sure. And to know that I initiated it into places that were along the way. I initiated places that are within the way. I initiated places that were out of the way. And what I love knowing is I love knowing myself to the level of knowing that I would never respond to any offer that it is that you have for me. I will let you know when you are ready. And it is I that want to be and hang around with you. And to be able to hear those words and not have to respond, that someone is able to say that they like me or they whatever, and to say, oh, yeah. And to not feel the obligations or the urges or the chemistry, and to be able to go, yeah, it's okay. I was on my way to med school, so I know what spike proteins are. And just because you look tasty doesn't mean that you are not biologically manufactured and geared towards to come after me, similar to fungus wanting to go from one host to another. And to be able to know that without technology and be able to have others, to be at this level where I know myself so well through enneagram, human design, and gene keys that I know when someone is attempting to manipulate me, someone is attempting to coerce or whatever, and be able to stand in my place of peace and, well, I will call it wholeness. What it is for me in my self theme is peace. I feel this deep sense of ineffability. There's no heart beating. Feels as though my blood is flowing, not inhibited, not on someone else's grid. Doesn't put out a distress signal to my other part of myself. And due to the lack of responding to the nothingness, I find nothing in that moment. And nothing is the only, in the space of nothing that I found within my heart, nothing could fill it. And then something did depart. Something looked at me and said, I am no thing. You know, you see me, I see her. We dance to and fro. And from that place, we never hid, we never hide again. For those games we were taught to play with that silly ball. No covenant. All is within. Trust. The song of my soul is here to be sung, and however it comes out, my body feels lovely. My mind, the space of the mind is clear. Similar to it says 11:25 at 1:25. You'd be able to see that there was an extra one there. If there were to be, okay, what is the differences between here? Oh, there's an extra one. With nothing there, in where nothing goes, when one knows nothing in their Kabbalion ways of pendulums and correspondence, as above, so below, this pendulum swings left, right, nothing, everything. Nothing swings with innocence. Everything. Well, welcome to your shadow, the shadow. because it's not your shadow. That's a subconscious. Conscious meets subconscious. Nothing is conscious. Everything is consciousness. Collapsing that into the heart space. Nothing is there. Another pull through the generations. I'll show you everything Grandma says. Then, if you know nothing, I will show you everything. Simple ways, and when one knows, one finds where one ought to go. And for me, yeah, I'm off. I've got a play date. So I hope you watch those 3 videos. I hope we stay, yeah, notified. I'll notify you, correspond with you, let you know it's coming. And to be informed, you choose not to be informed by this manifester. Find a manifester in your life. Your life will change. I'll just say that much. Because there's much that is changing. And if one is not whole, all present, and accounted for, you're definitely going to be interested. You're definitely going to be interested in this, right? Oh, got to get this one though, because 3.0 isn't ready yet. So when it is, that's that. And appreciate you watching. And I'm going to throw this up on YouTube, see who the soul client attraction system attunes with. And that's going to be, so the soul client attraction system is going to be integrated with human design, enneagram, and gene keys as well. So one system, really looking forward to this. If you'd like to be a part of it, who knows, there might be an open slot or 2 for somebody who's got some Q&A, who watches the videos or get some feedback, testimonials about something of that, because this is all about timing, and it's time to do all this. So we're going to be going through a full attunement of the YouTube channels so that this system gets turned back on. It's been throttled down many of times through many different dimensions, through frequency medicine and the Healy, through, it did some when back in the crypto days, financial education, life insurance, living benefits, like all sorts of stuff. So it's all going to be gone. I'm going to show that process of how to attune the YouTube, attune oneself, so they know themselves, and so they know when's to go, when's to hermit, when's to run, when's to respond, when's to initiate, when's the cycle, first step, innocence. Yep, that's where we're going. So get ready. It's going to be a wild ride for anybody who chooses. And if not, even better, we'll stop, but we'll see you then.